for virtual learning through the Berks County Intermediate Unit. Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Lynn Hilt and I am a program administrator in the Office of Professional Development and Curriculum. My contact information is here, lynnhill@berksiu.org, and you can always reach out to me on Twitter @lynnhilt. I'm excited to go through this for you today because I know a lot of teachers in a lot of places are wondering, what in the world are screencasts and how am I going to incorporate this into our new remote learning, online learning, e-learning platform that we have going on? So first and foremost, what is a screencast and how can it help me design online learning experiences for students? Well, very simply, a screencast is a digital video recording of your computer screen, and it usually includes audio narration. And it's able to be created a lot of ways, quite frankly. Screencasting or video conferencing software, there are even some tools that work right through your Google Chrome browser and function in extensions. So my hope for today is that you're finding this easier than you thought it was going to be. How can screencasts help you in this online learning endeavor? Well, one, your kids are missing you, and even just making a simple screencast to say hello, share some information is going to make kids feel like 100%. So it's a great way for teachers to check in and say hello during these times of school closures. It's a way to provide visual supports to students as they navigate online tools, to complete activities. And just like you provide in a brick and mortar setting, you can use screencasts to provide direct instruction when appropriate. You're capturing your screen and sharing resources at the same time. And screencasts can be used by students too, to record themselves and or their work and share that with you for feedback. Now, what I want to say is that don't forget, screencasts are an integral part of asynchronous learning environments. And if you're brand new to online learning, one thing you should take with you today is the power of setting up an asynchronous learning environment. Do not feel pressured by this need to be online 24/7 and available anytime one of your kids Zooms you. There's a lot of power in creating pre-recorded content and messages and instructions for your students. So when we use a screencasting program, we have a couple of options about what we want to record. We can record just our desktop view and essentially everything that you have open, so you can bounce back and forth to different apps that are open. You can choose to screencast just a selected program, so for example, Google Chrome. And you can choose to use the screencasting software to record a video straight out of your webcam. And you can also choose it to record your webcam and your screen simultaneously, which is what I am doing today. Now, I apologize for the glare on my glasses. Eventually, I will probably take them off, but they are my blue light glasses and they do protect my eyes. So how do I make a screencast? Let's explore some options that you have and find out which one is best for you. Before we dive into an actual tool, let's talk about the plan. Because your teachers, your principals, you plan things. It's the right thing to do. So step one is make a plan. Choose the platform after this brief introduction. Figure out the one that's going to work for you. You do have to play with it a little bit. You have to play with it. You can't take my word for it. You have to find your comfort zone. You're going to need to set up your microphone and your video settings, your webcam settings, allow permissions for those things to work. And you're going to, when you're ready to record, you're going to prepare everything. You're going to get your windows open with the programs and tabs that you want to record. And you are going to, the first few times at least, you'll want to rehearse what you're going to say, even if it's just briefly. So jot down some quick notes, things you don't want to forget while you're screencasting. When it's time to record, it's go time. You're doing it. If it happens that you make a mistake the first time, your kids run in. I'm half expecting my daughter to run in at any second, FYI. You go for it. You're not going to break anything. You got plenty of chances to try it. Just go ahead and record something. And we want to kind of stick away from the very, very long video tutorials. I am guilty as the next person. I love talking in my screencasts, but your viewers are going to tune out after 5 minutes. If you have very lengthy instruction or content that you want to share, consider chunking it into smaller sections in that planning stage. So for sharing, you'll want to follow your platform's instructions for publishing, downloading, and sharing your finished work. A lot of times you can share the recording via a link or publish to a sharing service like YouTube. That is far preferable than downloading a giant video file and emailing that or posting that to students. So try to find a service that works seamlessly with one of those integrations. So let's introduce some tools to you to think about which ones you might want to try. And the ones I'm going to feature today are not the only ones available, but they are educator favorites. So you want to keep that in mind, that they've been kind of tried and true for educators. Number one is Screencastify. People love Screencastify so much that in the recent weeks with the ongoing school closures, they were facing a little bit of backlog with their recordings, but fear not, they have remedied that issue. Screencastify runs out of a Chrome extension, and it has recording tools, it has editing tools, and a variety of share options. Screencastify is my go-to screencasting tool, and I actually pay for premium versions of it, although they are offering a huge selection of premium features for teachers, educators, for no cost during this time. Now, let me pop out here my slides and show you Screencastify. It lives as an extension here. And let me just go to, let's see what's going on my blog. I'll tell you what's going on my blog. Not a lot. So here we go, Screencastify. I click that. Now it's going to load up, and here I get to decide, what do I want to record? Do I want to record just that browser tab? Do I want to record the whole desktop or just the webcam only? I can decide to pull my microphone, my webcam, and I click record. When it is done, it feeds right to my Google Drive, and I'm going to see a list of all of my recordings that I've ever made. As you can see, I have a number of recordings in my Screencastify. I can name every one. I can, so if, for example, if I'm a teacher, I might say, lesson 5, unit 4, you'll have better names and more descriptive, but you can then from here, you can share it to Classroom, you can publish to YouTube, you can get an embed code and put it on a website. All of your download features are here. So this is a highly versatile tool. People love it. It's one click. It lives in your extensions. It's awesome. Okay, next one is Screencast-O-Matic. Similar to the Screencastify features, you're kind of taken to a website space where you can launch the recorder. There are editing features built in. It is free to use. It's available on Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, and Chrome features. And they do offer the multiple views as well. Screencast-O-Matic has a number of ideas for use in education that they posted on their blog, so I put that there for you too. Soapbox. Soapbox is one of my recent finds. I love Soapbox because of the differences in the ways that you can publish the finished videos. So it does run out of a Chrome extension. I link mine to my Google account, and it syncs to my Google Drive, so that's where a lot of my finished work ends up. But you can include a call to action at the end of your video, so you can send viewers somewhere at the end of your video, click to visit. You can get unique thumbnails, and you can export Soapbox videos to a Wistia account if you have one of those. The way that Soapbox kind of works out is, and enjoy this screenshot of my various faces in Soapbox videos. This is a look at the split screen. So you can actually see the speaker on the left-hand side and the screen on the right-hand side. And all throughout the video, you can decide if you want to go full webcam view, partial webcam view, or no webcam view. So you can go back and forth. So maybe you want to start out with an introduction and you want to speak to the students, so you might have full webcam view. But then you want to get into what you're sharing on the content side on your screen, so you're going to switch to screen view. So that has some awesome features. Soapbox, free. I don't pay for it. Neither will you. Loom. Loom. Loom is a winner, guys. Loom is a winner. I'm using Loom right now for this, which I wasn't sure if I was going to because I haven't invested in it that much until this week. But I'm liking it thus far. I like this little circle down here. So I'm recording my screen. I'm recording my camera. I use a Mac and I've installed the desktop app Loom, but you can also run it right out of your browser as well. And that screenshot you see there looks very similar to Screencastify, and the same kind of thing happens. You choose what mode you want to record, and you choose your camera and your microphone, click start recording, and here you are. And here I am making a Loom video. Now, the last two I'm going to feature are things that you might already be using but didn't think about for screencasting. So Zoom. If your school has decided we're going to allow you to use Zoom with students or with each other, or if you just personally went out and started a Zoom account because you heard about how popular it is, this is a great way to make a screencast. You can share your screen with the tools at the bottom in the black bar there. You can click record and you can essentially have a Zoom meeting with yourself, creating a screencast. The meeting recording will save to your account, and then you can download that, upload it to YouTube, share the link to Google Classroom. There's lots that you can do with that. And same thing, Google Hangouts Meet. Now, if you are in a G Suite for Education account, and if your account manager has allowed recordings of Google Meet, you could essentially do the same thing. Start up a meet room, have a meeting with yourself, share your screen, talk over everything, and you have everything you need right there. Now, one mistake I made in this live cast, which I did not want to do, was this. I am using Google Slides. And one of the built-in accessibility features in Google Slides is the beautiful closed captioning. I wanted to have that running the entire time I was talking to you, and here I am almost at the end of my presentation and I did not have it running. I am ashamed, but what I want and what I'm glad about is that I'm able to show this to you. If you are using Google Slides with your content or sharing to students, toggle on that closed captioning while you're presenting full screen, and it will capture everything that you're sharing. And since you're screencasting, it will record everything that you are sharing as well. So, what are you waiting for? It's your turn to get started. If you need more specific support, we will be having follow-up one-on-ones or follow-up small groups conversations. I can absolutely host one about screencasting. You can reach out through the support page on our distance learning IU site anytime. And I'm really excited to see what you create and what you provide for kids. We thank you during this time. This is a really tough time for teachers. We understand that, and we know you're going to do everything you can to continue to support kids. There's one last thing I want to show you that falls on the not exactly free side, and those are some services from TechSmith. TechSmith is the creator of Camtasia, which is a really powerful screen recorder. If you are someone who wants to take it to the next level with screencasting, check out Camtasia. Snagit and Video Review are two other tools that you can investigate, and they actually are offering free access to those services through June 30th. If you want to check that out, you can check out the links. These slides and more information about the session are available on our Core Connections for Virtual Learning website, bit.ly/cclearniu14, and that's also where you can find information on upcoming sessions. After viewing today's recording, please complete the feedback form, bit.ly/ccvirtualfeedback. We really appreciate your input. Thanks so much for joining me today. Email me at lynnhill@berksiu.org with any questions or needs.